Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Katrina, I'm a pianist, and most of the time my videos on here are of me playing the piano. I've made one vlog in the past, but my New Year's resolution this year was to make another YouTube video, so I've decided to record a little Q&A. I sent out a post on my Instagram story and basically asked my followers to send me a bunch of questions that they wanted answered, so here we go. Where did you study piano? Great question. So I started playing the piano when I was 7 and I went to piano lessons with a piano teacher who lived near me, and she was amazing. I had a great time, and yeah, we lived in quite a rural area of Scotland, and it was just really challenging to fit in school and also being really serious about playing the piano. So when I was 15 I left my normal school and I went to a specialist music school where I boarded. And then after that I did my undergraduate degree at the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland, which is in Glasgow, and now I'm in my final year of my master's degree at the Royal Academy of Music in London. And after the summer I'm going back to Glasgow to do my artist diploma at the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland. Are you more into performance or musicology as a career? I'm definitely more into performance as a career. I did think about going to Cambridge to do my master's degree, but I didn't do that in the end. So yeah, definitely performance. Favorite concerto you have ever played? Oh my gosh. So probably my favorite concerto is the Grieg concerto, just because I feel like when I was younger it was like my life's goal to play the Grieg concerto, and yeah, when I did it with orchestra it was just the most epic feeling. And I just think it's a really great concerto because it's got great tunes and it's like there's a mix of like really fun things in it but also more emotional and reflective music as well, and it just feels really epic. I absolutely love the cadenza of the first movement, and I don't think I've ever smiled as much on stage as I did during the last section of the third movement. It was just so exciting, so dramatic, and just so much fun to play it with the orchestra. So yeah, probably the Grieg concerto, but also special mention to the Mozart F major concerto because I just think it's really cute and fun. What grand piano do you have at home? So at home, where my parents live, I don't really live there anymore, but we have a Bluthner baby grand, and it's a really nice wee piano. Like, I'm always gonna love that piano. How to perform Bach's fugue? I think this is probably about memory because as pianists we're always nervous about memorising fugues. I think the first thing to do is to not tell yourself that memorising a fugue is harder than memorising anything else. As pianists we memorise a lot of very complex music, but we do have a bit of a thing about fugues, and I know this because a long time ago I learned the gigue from Bach's Fifth French Suite and I had no problems memorising it until somebody said to me, wow, done a great job memorising that fugue, and I suddenly went, oh my gosh, it's a fugue, and I had this complex about it. So yeah, first of all I think just treat it like any other piece of music, do whatever you would do, but more specifically for the fugues I think the most important thing is being able to play every single voice individually. So that can be with any fingering you like, but then also do it with the fingering that you would use when you're playing the other voices around it as well. And just generally in terms of memory, try and use as many different kinds of memory as you can. So muscle memory, but also have a clear idea in your mind of the structure. Try to be able to hear how it sounds. You can use your, what do you call it, your visual memory. I just think that's what it's called. You know what I mean? Try and like visualize the music in front of you. And for me as well, one of the best things I've ever done for memorizing is trying to visualize myself playing it when I'm not at the piano, just closing my eyes and imagining myself doing it. So yeah, but you can do it. Like, the amount of complex music we memorize as pianists is extraordinary, and don't get complex about fugues. Yeah, they're hard, but a lot of other things are hard as well, and you can absolutely do it. Okay, next up, favorite thing to do in your free time? Oh my gosh. Okay, I think my favorite thing to do in my free time is gymnastics. I love gymnastics. I have thought for my whole life that gymnastics is just the coolest sport ever. So yeah, I used to do it as a kid. I gave it up when I was a teenager, but I came back to it as an adult, and I just think it's so much fun. It's so good to move your body around, and it's just fun to like do flips and stuff. And also the people I train with they're just really nice people, so I love my gymnastics. The other thing I'm doing in my free time is trying to learn Gaelic, because I'm Scottish but I'm not a native Gaelic speaker, so yeah, I do quite a lot of Gaelic practice, but that's a really slow process. But hopefully one day I'll be able to speak fluent Gaelic. Have you ever been injured related to something with piano? That is a really good question. I did once hurt my arm doing gymnastics, and that did affect my ability to play the piano for a few weeks, and that really scared me actually. But I've recovered, made a full recovery. I am actually very lucky that I've never sustained any piano related injuries like tendinitis or RSI, and I think I'm just very fortunate and very lucky. I have in the past experienced a little bit of pain after I've been doing lots of practice on sort of Mozart and Scarlatti, that really fast, neat finger work. So yeah, I had to really try and look at the way I was using my hands and try and incorporate a bit more rotation instead of just using the fingers. But no, I'm really, really lucky. I've never had any serious piano injuries, and I really hope it stays that way. How many hours do you spend playing the piano a day? That's a good question. My life goal is to spend the least amount of time possible playing the piano per day, but getting the most benefits from my practice. I actually use this app called Andante, and it tracks your practice. So let's have a look. Let's see how much practice I've been doing recently. I was sick for about 10 days, so I didn't practice at all. But today, 4 hours 39. Yesterday, 4 hours 13. Wednesday, 6 hours 11. That was a bit too much. I would say probably 4 to 5 hours is my usual amount. It depends, because sometimes I'll spend like 3 hours practicing, but then I'll be doing rehearsals and coaching for another 3 hours. So yeah, I think ideal practice time is probably about 4 hours. That's the amount that my brain can cope with without sort of exploding. Yeah. Basically, I don't know how many hours I spend every day practicing the piano, because it kind of changes, but yeah, that's the best answer I can give you. This is a good question actually. If you got a finger chopped off, could you still play? Do you know, I really don't know. So there's a lot of music out there for left hand alone, so I guess you could do that unless you've got a finger chopped off your left hand. I don't know. I reckon if I had a finger missing, if I had a thumb missing, I don't think I could do it, but I reckon if my fourth finger was missing, like I feel like my fourth finger is quite rubbish anyway, so I reckon I could still play, but it would be really hard. But I wonder if you were born with one less finger, you wouldn't have known any different, so you could probably learn. But I feel like now it would be really hard to learn because you're so used to using all your fingers. I hope I never have to find out if I can play with a finger chopped off. But I reckon it's manageable. What part of Scotland are you from? Any good places to visit? Okay, I am from a place called the Black Isle, which is just a little bit north of Inverness, so very north of Scotland. And do you know what? I'd recommend visiting up there, going up to Inverness and going on to the Black Isle. It's very scenic, very rural, very nice. In terms of city breaks, Edinburgh is a great tourist destination. I love Edinburgh, I lived there for a few years, so yeah, I'd recommend a trip to Edinburgh, or yeah, get into the Highlands and seeing all the beautiful scenery. If you weren't a musician, what would your job be? I love this question because I do have an answer for this. So yeah, right now I'm doing my master's degree at the Royal Academy in London, but what lots of people don't know about me is that before I came to London, I applied to university to do midwifery, and I couldn't believe it, I got accepted. So yeah, I was basically torn between coming to the academy to do piano or going back to university to become a midwife. So I guess I would be a midwife if I wasn't a pianist. What are your future plans? Great question. Great question. It's a really scary question when you're about to graduate. Well, my immediate future plans are that I'm going to be going back to Scotland and I'm going to do my artist diploma at the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland in Glasgow. In terms of long-term life plans, basically I just want to be playing the piano and doing what I love. Nowadays, if you want to do one specific niche thing, you have to be so good at it. It's probably always been the same. But yeah, I don't really want to be shoeboxed into a really specific part. Like, I don't want to be exclusively a song pianist or a chamber musician or a soloist or a teacher. I kind of want to do it all. I love playing the piano, I love playing concerts, but I don't really want to have my big break. I would like a bit of a quieter lifestyle. I love teaching, which is really fortunate because that means I can hopefully get a really like a good teaching job, which is good for us musicians because it's a reliable, steady income. We love that. So I'd love to do teaching part-time and then have the flexibility to work my schedule around that and just say yes to the concerts I want to do, but have the freedom to come up with my own projects and plans so that I can just see where the inspiration takes me. But yeah, pretty much I'm going to be happy if I'm getting to play the piano and teach the piano. That's my dream, and it's been my dream since I was a tiny little girl, so that's the plan. We'll see what happens. Also, future plans, realistically, would like to just find a nice husband, get married, have a family, be happy, all of these things. But yeah, in terms of piano, I just basically want to do a mixture of different things. Well, my friends left this question saying her son, who's 9 months old, I'm sure he came up with this question himself. He said, would you like to know what song, he would like to know what song you'll teach him first. Great question. I cannot wait to have my youngest ever piano student off, I don't know, well, he's 9 months old now, so any minute now maybe he'll come for his piano lesson. First tune I usually teach the wee ones is something like Hot Cross Buns, Mary Had a Little Lamb, Old MacDonald, because you can do those. I like to start on the black notes on the piano, and yeah, they can do those on the black notes, and also it's tunes that they'll recognise and that they'll know, so win-win for everyone. Okay, this next question says, do you like metalcore? I don't know what metalcore is, but we're gonna listen to it. I'm gonna search it up on Apple Music. Metalcore playlist, right, here we go. Okay, that was a lot. I feel like I've not given it a fair chance, but at 5 PM on a Friday, I'm not sure it's my vibe. Who are your favourite non-classical musicians? Great question. Great question. Okay, so I sit at the piano for many hours a day and I love classical music, but see, when I'm walking somewhere or like I've got my headphones in or I'm at home just having a wee jam in my kitchen, I do not listen to classical music, like, ever. So yeah, let's have a look on my Apple Music. Let's see who my top played are. Let's see who we've got. Number 1 right now, Callum Bowie. I've got Callum Bowie, Cian Ducrot, Henry Moody, Olivia Rodrigo, Noah Kahan, Taylor Swift, Tide Lines, Rory Sturgeon. He is slept on. His music is really good. Rory Sturgeon, Gracie Abrams, Niall Horan, basically just all the girl classics. I love a lot of Scottish bands, so I've got Tide Lines, Scary Vorse, Skiffinish, Trail West, Callum Bowie is also Scottish, so yeah, that's kind of how I listen to it. Oh, and the 502s, I love the 502s, they are such feel-good vibes. If ever I'm having a bit of a down moment, I listen to the 502s and they really perk you up. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, then congratulations. If you liked this video, let me know. If you hated this video, maybe don't let me know, or let me know nicely. Yeah, if you have any other suggestions for videos you want to see, then drop them in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. And thank you for coming on this little video adventure with me. See you next time.